guys, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your daily horoscope and energetic reading for Monday the 21st. And okay, I am going to prepare you for me this week because I feel the energy of big transitions in advance, and I always have. I actually didn't know it until I started doing my channel, just how much I feel energies. But I want to prepare you for the fact that I am very Aries right now. So most of what's going to come out of my mouth, unfortunately, has zero filter. Zero. So I am going to try to tone down my Aries energy, which is almost impossible with this incredible energy shift that's coming up. Please bear with me. I am so sorry. If I say anything that offends you, can you just cut me a break and just be like, Annette's being influenced by the lunar eclipse that's coming up and she's freaking crazy. Because I have been putting off doing this all day because when I tune into this energy, it revs me up, which leads me to believe that there's going to be a lot of hostility that goes around this particular Aries lunar eclipse, supermoon. That is the last blood moon. So to me, it suggests, and I apologize, but it's going to be a lot of aggression and intense situations, and it's going to be very impulsive, and it's just so highly energetic that I can't almost resist the energy. I wish I didn't have to do this week. But I'm going to make it through it. I'm going to tough through it like I have every other week. And I'm just going to give you the best energetic possible results that I can, given the energies at stake. And, many of you guys were telling me that the energy is just, you're feeling a lot of anxiety. And I think the anxiety that you're feeling could have something to do with the fact that, this Aries energy is just, it's very volatile. It's very high. It's just vibrating. And I don't know if I have an Aries moon, so it's almost impossible for me to resist this moon. It's just fracking impossible because, we won't have another lunar eclipse, total lunar eclipse for 18 years. So, a total lunar eclipse is a big deal in energy. I think the moon and the sun are the most influential energies that we go through, and it's why I really do try to cover them so thoroughly, is because I believe that because they are so important and vital to human beings and their existence, that I really believe that we really, if you're energetically in tune to universal energy, I really believe that we succumb and we are influenced by them heavily. And I'm telling you, I have been tortured by this particular one, which leads me to believe that there's going to be some very volatile and hostile situations that come up in this particular eclipse. I mean, I've been doing energetic readings every day, in the morning and the night, and the Aries lunar eclipse always comes up to me. And so I'm telling you, it's going to be interesting. So today, we have the moon in Capricorn and we have Pluto in Capricorn, both conjunct working together in the ninth degree. And they're going to be squaring off with Jupiter in Virgo and the sun in Virgo. So let's talk about the oppositions in these energies, because we have a mutable energy with an earth energy. Now, I like these two together. I do. They even though they're squaring, I think that there's just a conversations that need to have regarding what you want futuristically. And I think that that's part of the buildup that happens when we are facing this moon. And so we have what we desire and what we ideally see, and we're critically analyzing what we need, right? Versus what we emotionally want to get ahead. And so the momentum is emotion, right? And the momentum is emotion, and desire comes from your core. And I think you have to have two on board equally, with equal partner, or with your work, or with whatever, to get you to where you need to go. So I think during this time, what happens is squares happen to, we have conversations about these sorts of things, right? In order to get us to where we need to go. So the sun in Virgo is going to oppose the South Node in Aries. And I think we're putting aside our ego and we're saying, okay, if I were to put aside my ego and I were to meet in the middle and compromise, then to get what I want, but get the emotional desire for stability, I mean, what are we looking at here? And I think that that's what's difficult about this, is because I think that we're at a point where what we emotionally desire may not have the momentum behind it. So I want to talk about this aspect of it a little bit. So I think we both see something amazing on the horizon, and we're willing to work for it, and the desire is there. I see that the desire is truly there. However, and we're willing to transform the situation that we're currently in to meet our desired result. I think that the hesitation or the lack of momentum or the challenge that we're going to have moving forward and in this week and to come is the fact that it takes a lot of hard work and determination to get to where we want to go. And, are we really confident enough to move forward and feel like we have enough to give the situation or our work environment, or are we holding back? Are we holding on to the safe way that we've always done things, that South Node wiring, where we're not ready. I mean, opportunity can be very scary too. Even though it seems like it shouldn't be, opportunity can be terrifying if it's too big of a door to open up. So I think that some of us may be experiencing that need to, we want to stay stuck where we are because it's safer. It's energetically, I think we're used to the chaos or the stagnant area where we are. And so we may still be holding back. And so that can be some of the reasons why today we experience the squares and the oppositions that we do. And we even have some pretty volatile quincunxes today. So I do think, as with Virgo energy, I do think that there's always two sides to this. And I think what can be very hard for you is to let go of some of your self-oriented desires and wants. You're not looking at the big picture. You're looking at meeting your own needs. And I'm just going to give you a for instance with me, because I'm sure that you saw it on Facebook. It's, I want to stay safe and stuck. I want to never love again, and I want to never be in a relationship again, and I want to hold back and stay safe, right? And I think most of us are at that point where we're used to the chaos of our life, or we're used to the death in our life, the death of our own ego, and we're trying to find it, and we're trying to seek the stability. But when we look at the opportunity, or when we look at the open door, and when we look at things in the future, it's terrifying. And I think that that's what a lot of this lunar eclipse is going to be about. It's about challenging your confidence levels, and about knowing that you deserve it, and about knowing that there's changes that need to happen to get you to the next level in your life, and you are the only one that can make them. And I think that's part of all of this. So you need to start building your ego, or finding enough strength in your ego to make some of these positive changes and desires happen. Now, for some of you, I want you to understand, if you are willing to open the doors, Saturn is willing to remove obstacles. See, what Saturn is trying to do is to show you a way that energetically raises your level, right? Because we're talking about when Saturn goes into Sagittarius, this is a whole new level of understanding. This isn't our old level of understanding. It's about knowledge. It's about progression. It's about broadening your perspectives. And that can be kind of scary, and you can tend to want to shy away from that. And I mean, there are two sides to Aries energy, right? Uranus and Aries energy. You can either stand your guns and be volatile and be hostile, like pretty much I have been lately because I'm sick and tired of everybody pushing me. When you have an Aries moon, you can't push an Aries moon. And when people try to push me to do something, it makes me just want to stay stuck and just tell you all that, F off. That is an Aries moon at a low vibration. And I'm not saying that I'm not at one, because my fear is my fear. It's a personal journey for me. I don't like people pushing me to do anything faster than my journey can allow me to do it. So I think what we're experiencing is this, look, you know, I'm really secure in my day-to-day routines. I really like my world exactly where it is, and I'm not willing to change it. But Uranus could go throw in something energetically that could totally change my perspective on, you know, where I'm at. And that's highly possible today. And it could make me emotionally, it can make me have to move, because when there's enough pain associated with whatever goes on, it can jolt you into having to move. So let's say that, you know, you walk this same path every day. I mean, everybody's always told you that it was unsafe, but you're like, I've always been safe. Well, maybe one day you have an unpleasant experience, and you're like, okay, I get what everybody was trying to say. And so there's enough fear or pain associated with walking that way to energetically change it. And so I think that that's very possible today. I think there's gorgeous energy to be found today, and that is Saturn and Sagittarius is going to sextile the Sun in Virgo, and it's going to sextile Jupiter in Virgo. So if you're willing, look, if we're going to move forward, right, if we're going to change the way that we've been doing things, if we're going to start to energetically connect with the highest vibration and energy, it needs, at this point, some of us have been through so much, and there's been so much PTSD associated with what has happened to us. And there's so much pain deep down within us that I think that we're starting to unveil and unlock within us. We need a safe route. We need to know that we're going to be okay if we walk this road, right? And it's new. It's a new journey. So Saturn is going to slowly open doors for us. And with this conservative energy in our Sun and conservative energy in Jupiter, Jupiter normally is this expansive energy that once it's into you, it just opens up everything, and it's just like this huge, just massive awakening, right? But when it's in Virgo like this, it's slow and it's slowly opening us up, and it's asking us to take a look at some of our vulnerabilities and some of the ways that we are vulnerable in this energy. And it's making us face them. You know, Saturn is squaring off with Neptune in Pisces. And so for us, it's the knowledge is power of where we're at, the limiting belief system that where we're at, or the limiting area that we're at. It's not something you can be pushed into. When you have this much Aries energy, guys, don't push anybody until when they're ready, they're ready. And it's a conservative energy source, and it's not something that you can make anybody. You can't push anybody right now because nobody's willing to budge. And if you push them, you could energetically push them in the wrong direction just for the state of ego. Now, ego is dying and ego is transforming, but it is a process, and it's a private process, and it's a journey for that individual, and not something that you guys have any control over. So for those of you that are thinking that you can, you know, push people or influence people or, you know, stimulate them or encourage them, I want to say don't do that, because there's so much Aryan energy in this week, and all this energy is building. I feel energy before it actually happens. And I know I'm not the only empath out there, and I know I'm not the only one that's energetically connected to the universe. And so for those people, I can tell you this: don't effing push them. They'll just tell you to F off. Like, it is not tolerable right now, especially if they have an Aries moon, Aries rising, Aries sun, Aries Mars and Aries. Like, none of that. Don't effing push them, because they will freaking shove you back and get in your face and up your butt, because the energy is just, there's a lot of change being asked of an Aries, and they're willing to do it, but on their own. They're very ego oriented. So it has to be on their own mindset and their own time, and they'll stay stuck just to freaking do it. So, and that Aries energy is in all of us. If we are in tune with energy and we connect with energy, then we're all suffering from a little bit too much of an ego right now. And so being conscious of where your partners are, where your work associates are, and especially, I think some of this can have to do with work as well, because Pluto is such a big influence in Capricorn. So this suggests to me, A, fears, and B, you know, that work can be involved in this. So if some of you are being pushed in a direction of work, or having to make directions, or having to make decisions about work progression, I think you just need the time to build up to this Aries moon to reveal and to tune into the energy the way that it should be. Just be tender with everybody. It's very volatile energy. Please be safe with it. It is, I warn you, I have been feeling this energy all week, and it is not easy energy. I know I have an Aries moon, but I'm just saying that you may not know where Aries is in everybody's chart, or Mars. So I say be safe and err on the reserve side, and you may have better luck with coworkers or relationships. I would just be very tender. I think this has a lot to do with work, because there's so much Virgo energy and so much Pluto and Capricorn energy. Be tender with people, be loving, move forward safely, and I look forward to talking to you guys again on the next energetic reading.